Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the Friday Night Chop Session with Stormybman for this Friday, August 15th, 2025. This is number 192 in the series of Chop Sessions. And we're simply calling this one Boxing Weekend of August 16th, Dazn Ppv. Because that's going to be what the primary focus is of tonight's show. There's a huge card that will be coming out of Riyadh. I believe this will be the last Riyadh pay-per-view, but don't mark that down on me, because we thought that they were done with it, but they snuck this one in. That's the last one, so they're gonna still shake your pockets and your wallets and your purses and everything to get the last of them coins out of you, before they probably do another DAZN increase, in the price of the subscription. But yeah, welcome everybody. It's been a while since I've done a Friday night chop session, and there's a few reasons why, and we can go over that as well. You know, it has to go back to the heavyweight title fight for undisputed between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. That was the last time I had done my show, because after that, the results that following Saturday of that fight, I was so distraught with the results of how Daniel Dubois decided to perform on that night. I just kind of wanted to take a break from the sport of boxing, talking about it, covering it and everything. And then we went from that into getting all set and prepared for the now in the books LDBC meet and greet, which turned out to be a tremendous affair. So a couple of Fridays away from the mic, and I even had to refresh myself on how I did my opening of my show, because if for some of you that might have been hanging out there waiting on me, you might have seen a couple of glitches there, but it's all good because Stormy ain't perfect, you know what I mean? But I was doing it as I was going along, and it's like I had decided at the last minute to come on and do this show simply for the content's sake, but not so much that I'm dying to be here, because my time that I've taken away, I've kind of enjoyed it, and yeah, I think some of y'all might have enjoyed it too. So you know what I mean? It shows by who is here right now and you know who isn't. Yeah. So with that being said, we're in here tonight. There's a big card, like I said, from Riyadh tomorrow, and it'll be Moses Atuma in the main event, taking on Dillian White. They had the weigh-ins today, and both men checked in around the 244, 245 mark in weight on the scales. So we got a fight, and the card is loaded with a few bouts that are probably going to be better than the main event. One in particular I've done a breakdown video exclusively for is Raymond Ford taking on Abraham Nova. That fight is a super featherweight fight that I'm telling you guys, you may want to tune in and check that one out. It was originally supposed to be Anthony Kakachi and Raymond Ford, which I do believe that Kakachi may have had something in store for Ford, but he pulled out with an injury, and Abraham Nova answered the call. You know, Nova is a guy that I really like. He's not a journeyman. He's a solid contender who's had a couple of opportunities and just fallen short. But he's got to be one of the most creative fighters in modern boxing, coming to each and every bout with his own mascot, huh? The mascot looks just like him too. It's like, how did he do that? You know what I'm saying? Every time I see him, I talk about his mascot. I love that. I thought that that was very creative for the brother to come out there and represent like that. And now if you ever see it again, you know somebody copied his flow. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So yeah, but here we are. And smash the like button as you come on into the building, huh? Let's see who we got out there. Like I said, the pickings are kind of slim right now, but that's okay because Stormy has worked with less. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Chilltown Majors in the building saying Stormy salute. Chat, what's up? Rod Neal, my brother, is out there. Appreciate you, Rod. Hey, Rod, why are you using a different you don't have a wrench? I'm giving you a wrench right now, Rod Neal. Okay, you wrenched up now, Rod. I don't know. I thought I had wrenched you up, but maybe not because I was on my mobile device. But I'm on my laptop right now. Coach Hudson in the building. What's going on with you, Coach Hudson? Good to see you out there, brother. Mr. Shelton, LDBC or Nothing Reloaded in the building saying, yo, bean pie, my brother. Adrian Vid in the building saying, salute, sensei. And Stephen L. the Mac Attack is in the building saying everybody getting stopped on the Pro Box card. Sensei, it's crazy. Yeah, I've kind of been watching it in the background, not really focused on it, but I have been tuned in to it for about 30 or 40 minutes, man. It's been an interesting card. Follower of No Man in the building saying salute to you. Macadus Mac of the South, my brother's out there saying salute to the Grandmaster. He says at Coach Hudson, Mr. Shelton, and Stephen L. He's saluting you guys as well. Yeah. He says I just got off work to catch the live show. That's what's good, man. So the Pro Box card, it had was that Gary Antonio Russell out there. He was out there tonight. He got a chance to get a long fight in there. He went some rounds. He wasn't able to get his guy out like that, but you know, it's okay. When we watch these fights, man, sometimes it's good to see the fights go rounds so you can see the guys working through. I don't like to see when they have a lot of lopsided matches, because at a certain level, those lopsided matches are not benefiting anyone. They're not benefiting the viewer. They're not benefiting the fighter who's the winner, and definitely the fighter who's the loser, because those guys who lose, they take punishment, and it's a hard way to earn a living. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that's all about, but some of them do readily take those checks. Yeah. Yeah, so Stephen L. says it's definitely okay because he showed off adjustments. Yeah, and you need that from time to time. You need to be able to, you know, show that you can do something besides knock guys out, because when you are fighting at the top tier of the sport, knockouts are harder to come by. So that's something you have to pay attention to. You know what I mean? Freedom's March in the building. What's happening with you, brother? Good to see you out there as well. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, it seems like a long time since Stormy had been on for a Friday night chop session. It's tough. I wanted to ask, How many of you intend to watch? Well, let me put a poll up here real quick. I'm gonna put a poll up. Let's see here. Okay. Getting this poll ready for you guys. Okay. I put that poll up there for you guys. Do you intend to watch Atuma versus White tomorrow on Dazn Ppv? Let's see a show of support where we see. Let's see here. As the votes start coming in, we only got 2 votes so far, 100% saying yes. Let's see. Only 3. Mr. Shelton says he want to see White get KTFO. Yeah, well, I want to see Atuma in a fight, man. He been fighting guys that's been laying down for him and guys that shouldn't even be in the ring with him. And they're trying to say he's the best fighter since Mike Tyson to be so young in the heavyweight division. I'm like, really? Really? Do you know how ignorant a remark that is? Because if you're looking, he might be the best fighter in the UK that young, but not in the sport of boxing. You know, because at the heavyweight division, because even Mike Tyson, yeah, he was good at those years, that year of age. But do people forget that Floyd Patterson won the heavyweight championship when he was just, what, 21 years old or 22? Yeah, Floyd Patterson. You see what I talk about people not realizing about history, man? And those who don't study it and acknowledge it, they're doomed to erase it and suffer the results of being ignorant, man. And your ignorance can catch you on a sling. Slide right down a razor blade into an alcohol bath. Yeah. Foolishness, man. It's foolishness. I don't even understand how that works. You know what I mean? So what is really going on with that kind of stuff? And they do this all the time, man. And I understand that the UK, they get excited about fighters because, you know, right now they're living on the edge of being some of the best fighters in the world coming out of the UK. But that doesn't mean that, you know, people aren't smart. You know what I mean? But that's how they behaving. Let me see here. I'm trying to. My Cash App is like acting up on me. I'm trying to pull it up. Here, let's see here. The OG Mr. Mont sent the Cash App. We appreciate you, OG Mr. Mont. I'm trying to pull it up, but my phone is not allowing me to read. Okay, there it is. It's like it was Roman or something. You know. He says this is for salute. Salute to you, OG Mr. Mont. Appreciate you, brother. And once again, it was great meeting you, man, in person, bro. You know, you're a cool brother, man. An OG like me. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Thank you for your support, brother. Yeah. We got brother Aaron Butler out there too. Hold on, let me I'm trying to navigate this thing because I got to get Aaron wrenched up too. What's going on with you, Aaron? I got you wrenched up now as well. See, my brothers that I met at the meet and greet, if you guys didn't have a wrench, I need you to write in the chat so I could give you guys your wrenches. You know what I'm saying? Those are the true supporters for the community, and I always want to make sure that I've got those bases covered. You know, the brother Eric Jordan is in the building. What's happening with you, Eric? That's the man that came in wearing the Stormybman merchandise. You know, can't go wrong with the Stormybman F+, get to the back of the class T. Yeah! That's what's happening, man. Let's see. I want to check in on this. I want to check in on this poll because I want to keep up with this. Only 6 votes though. But it says we got about 13 viewers out there. Now you see, you got all these viewers. I told you about these folks peeping through the blinds in the bushes, huh? Just like some creeps out there, huh? Probably wearing a raincoat, yeah, with nothing on under it, huh? With Kleenex tissues and Jergens in the pocket. Dark shades. Yeah. But yeah, so the reason I'm asking about who's watching tomorrow, because I would like to see more people lay eyes on Atuma. I don't see what the UK people see. And that don't mean that my vision is perfect, okay? But there are so many people that are motivated by this young man. And I'm like, okay, yeah. You know, we were highly motivated on Jared Anderson until he ran across Martin Bacoli. But to be perfectly honest, it wasn't even Martin Bacoli that put us on to what was happening with Jared Anderson. It was actually Charles Martin, huh, that put us on to that. When Charles Martin got in there with this guy, Jared Anderson, he was able to reveal something to us about Anderson that nobody knew. But and remember, he has supposedly done all that sparring with Tyson Fury and all those guys over there, Joseph Parker, and they were talking about him and everything. Man, it was like, okay, you know what? Settle down. And then Charles Martin had him in there rocking him, huh? Like a baby in a cradle, a big baby in a cradle, huh? And you know, when Charles Martin was rocking him, you know, when he sat up there and talked to Roy Jones, you know, he was sitting up there. What was he saying to Roy?
I'm 23.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. What you doing? Huh? Just get your butt in there and fight.
23.
Roy was telling him, man. Roy was like, man, what you? He's like,
I'm 23. Too bad.
Man, what you doing? Get your butt in there and fight. Big old sucker. Shit. Man, that's crazy. But I'm gonna tell you something. We got to keep our eyes on Tuma because he might be the same. I heard him in the interview, and he said something that sounded kind of doubtful. I'm like, oh, he wasn't supposed to say that. You know what I mean? And then he come back and try to act like he was, he was cool and he was, secure. I'm like, man, you're 20 years old, huh? Chump. There's some men out there that's going to really, stand up to him. And who knows, Dillian White may be standing up to him. I can tell you one thing. Dillian White finally came into a bout in shape. Dude had a few abs in his belly, huh? And we ain't seen abs on Dillian White. They were missing like on a milk carton somewhere. And I had told Drew Titan, we had been talking about Dillian White, and I was like, Dillian's fights, they would show him training. He'd be running on the beach and stuff like that, right? And the photos show him in shape. Then he would get to the weigh-in and he'd pull off his shirt and he had a dad bod. I'm like, but he been training. What the hell is that? You know what he was doing? He was cutting the corners. He was using that stuff, man. He was using that stuff, and that stuff kind of creatine and all that stuff. It packs on mass. And sometimes it give you a little strength and endurance or whatever, but it's like, you ain't really working. But he worked, because even Buddy McGirt, his trainer, said that when I got to the gym, when it was time for camp for Buddy to arrive, he said he noticed that Dillian had already lost a lot of weight and everything. I said, well, that was a good sign. Maybe losing all of that weight will have him in better condition to fight, and maybe he's trying not to get embarrassed by this young kid. You know what I'm saying? So if that is the case, that's a good thing, but it shouldn't have taken a young kid with the talent that Otuma is supposedly, supposed to have. But hey, certain people get motivated by certain things. So yeah. Clarence McLean in the building. What's going on with you, Clarence? I see you out there, brother. Salute to you as well. Yeah. Aaron Butler says, I know he hates that sound bite now. Talking about Jared Anderson, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. But I'm 23. Yeah, so now for the poll participants, says now we got 9 votes. Pretty much everyone is saying yes, with the exception of we got 22% that's saying no. That's not. Is that because you guys are going to be working, or you got something better to do, or what? For the people that said no, can you write your response to why you're not tuning in the chat for me? Because what I'm getting at here is I'm just trying to promote what you should promote about the sport. You see, you got people talking about Tank Davis every day. Shakur Stevenson about 30% less. And it's just kind of asinine to see that there's so much else going on in the sport of boxing. My man, CB Sports TV, what's good with you, man? Good to see you out there. Where you been, brother? Where you been? Yeah. So, I'm just saying, because I did my breakdown video this morning, you guys. And when I did my video this morning, it didn't have a lot of views. Only 34, 35 people watched it. But that video is 23 minutes long, you guys. You see, I put that effort in there for you all. But I know that it's not a lot of people just like not supporting it. I am being shadow banned on the channel. And I got proof of the shadow ban because of my other 2 channels and how things go over there. So there's people out there that definitely know who Stormybman is, but my stuff ain't getting out there. And if people are not sharing my content, then it kind of gets left in the wake of things. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep it like that. It's like the best thing you could do is if you see my video, share it to your social media, whether you got Instagram, you got TikTok, you got, what is that other one, Twitch, all of that stuff, you know, X. Share it. Just share the video, because I need more eyes on me from an organic standpoint, because YouTube is not going to do me any favors. They are really trying to put the squeeze on Stormybman. It's just that I got that little bit of gamma radiation going through my veins, you understand? And I'm fighting back. Yeah. So, but yeah, that breakdown video, I talked in very good detail about the significance of the fight, the fighters that are participating on this card, and I'm just trying to speak out there because that's some good boxing. I didn't talk about the Pro Box card that's happening tonight, and I did that by design, because Pro Box, they finally decided they want to put something on a different night instead of going against one of the major cards and everything, when they could have been doing stuff like this the entire time, even putting it on a Wednesday or Tuesday night or something like that. But they've elected not to do that. So I'm not promoting them this evening. I'm not. You know, I got it on my TV, but I really am not giving them that type of energy, because they don't give us the respect. You see, the public that really are earnest when it comes to boxing, you need to take advantage of that. And I feel that it's still disrespectful to the boxing public who enjoy the sport. It's just like people who like football. They may watch the team from their town, their city, but if they really love football, they're going to watch some of the other games too, as long as it's not on with their team is playing or something like that. Boxing is quite similar, you know. As long as there's some competitive bouts on, people will tune in and watch. But you can't be putting cards that are like smaller cards, like what Pro Box TV does, up against the Dazn cards or the Riyadh season cards, or even pay-per-view events that may have someone like the likes of Canelo or any of the other prominent fighters out there. It's like that's a lose-lose situation. So, you know, I think they need to be better about that. Yeah. CB says, I've been around. Okay, that's good that you've been around. Just show yourself, bro, so we know that you're good. Yeah. He says, if Atuma is for real, he will get rid of White. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. That's not 100% certain, because White has been gotten rid of by a couple of guys, and that was what's his name, the Russian dude, Povetkin, with that uppercut, and then Fury got rid of him with an uppercut. So if Moses connects with an uppercut, that could be the end of White right there. He is susceptible to uppercuts, and that's something that hasn't been corrected yet for him. He looked like crap when he fought that guy Tate in his last match, and he was severe overweight and everything. The good thing about Atuma too is his hands are pretty fast. He's got the hand speed of possibly, I want to say, maybe someone at a super middleweight. He's got fast hands for a big guy that's 240 pounds. And I'm certain he's going to try to get that uppercut in there, because that's Dillian White's vulnerability. You can hit him with straight shots all the time, and that don't mean anything. But you hit him with that uppercut and he fall to pieces, man. He really does. Aaron Butler says, I said no just because I might be busy, but I want to catch it. Okay. In other words, the brother Aaron Butler got priorities, man. He got priorities, y'all. You know what I mean? Universal's out there saying, salute, Sensei. What's good with you? Stephen L. says, Pro Box have the best ring girls. Yeah, well, it would take you to say so, Stephen L. So I ain't going to argue that point with you because you done checked that box already. So I'll take your word for it. Joseph Townsend in the building. What's going on with you? Salute to you, brother. Good to see you out there. It was great meeting you at the event, man. That's the pimpin'. Joseph Townsend, man. What's happening? Yeah. Look, man. But if you didn't check out my video from earlier today, please do. I'm encouraging you to watch it because, again, I put that effort in there to kind of lay the law of the land out about this card. And I did yesterday a video specifically speaking on Ford versus Nova because I think that might be the fight of the night on that card. So you guys don't sleep on Raymond Ford taking on Abraham Nova. And this might be Abraham's moment, man. He's been just on the cusp. You know, fighting guys like Oshaki Foster, man. Nova he's been getting it in there, man. You have to respect that guy. Let's see here. Trying to pull my schedule up here about the bouts for tomorrow. What we looking at. Oh, guys, and because it is from the UK, the bouts are earlier, okay? I want you guys to know that. The main event, which will be Atuma and White, their estimated ring walk times will be roughly 4:30 Central Time tomorrow. That's earlier in the afternoon. So just remember, they're over in Riyadh, okay, Saudi Arabia. So it's a different time. Now, the co-main event is going to be Nick Ball against Sam Goodman. And kicking things off on that card is going to be the Japanese fighter who's 7-0, Tatsumi, taking on Ashfaq. Ashfaq is a UK fighter. They're going to open the event up around roughly 12:45 tomorrow Central Time. So that card is going to start early, you guys. I want you to know. Then there's a heavyweight bout on the card too, where Filip Hrgovic is taking on David Adelaide. Now, David Adelaide is a guy, if you know and been watching fighters out of the UK, he took on Fabio Wardley a few years ago and got stopped by Wardley. I think that was in 2023. I'm not. Let me double check that because I don't want to give out improper information. Yeah, that was in October of 2023 where Fabio Wardley stopped Adelaide. So that's the single loss on his record. And his fight against Hrgovic is pretty much his second step-up fight because he has bounced back with a couple of wins since taking on Wardley. But Filip Hrgovic is, he's back in the thick of things. He wants to get back in the ring with Daniel Dubois as well. He lost to Daniel Dubois last summer in June, where he got stopped, I think in the 8th or 9th round against Dubois. Hrgovic wants to get back at him. He's since bounced back with a win earlier this year over Joe Joyce, a unanimous decision. And Hrgovic is being very dismissive of Adelaide. And I'll tell you something. Hrgovic came in shape. In this fight, it's the best he looked in a long time. I think he weighs in the 240s, something. But he had been as high as 250 and everything, and 250 plus. But he's in shape for this fight. And Adelaide, who is a athletic fighter, he's got a big punch. He's got fast hands. But that athleticism doesn't translate to his fortitude, because there's something about him, and I talked about him in my long breakdown video, that he reminds me of a UK version of Jarrell Miller. That personality type, not the way he fights, that personality. He's got a big mouth that you want to shut up. And you know, they say about empty cans, empty cans rattle the loudest, huh? And that boy been doing a lot of talking through his career for someone who hasn't accomplished a lot. And Hrgovic feels like he should be able to put the lid on his mouth when they get in there. But Hrgovic got stuff to prove too. Just like White has something to prove, Hrgovic, who's now 33 years of age, from Croatia, he gonna have to, you know, get down to it, because they asked him, they said, what was your best win of your career? And he says he feels like his win over Zhilei Zhang, which was a unanimous decision win, where he got dropped twice. One counted, the other didn't, I believe. But he got dropped against Zhilei Zhang, and I thought that Zhilei Zhang should have got that decision. But this is what we're talking about. When you watch these fighters, you got to pay attention to what's going on. So yeah, I felt like Zhang beat him. Let's see here. Mr. Sheldon says he lost that fight. Yeah, Mr. Sheldon, I feel the same way. I feel that he lost that fight as well against Zhilei Zhang. And he got dropped twice. That first, the first knockdown, I think he went down to a knee or something. And the second time, it looked like a slip or whatever, but it was actually a knockdown. And they didn't call it. So it's, you know, it's time for them to get these guys in there and see what's gonna happen, you know. But it's really it's a decent card. I don't think it's a pay-per-view worthy card, simply because they're trying to make Attuma a star. See, a star is born naturally in boxing. You can't force a star on the sport. They tried to do that with Anthony Joshua, and you saw what happened, right? They tried to force Anthony Joshua into being a star. Remember when Matchroom was buying out those tickets and everything, trying to say he was selling out arenas faster than Michael Jackson and all of that? They were force feeding the public Anthony Joshua. But in the meantime, he wasn't fighting his contemporaries. What the hell, man? And see, now they on Attuma. And see, Attuma might even get a greater push than Joshua, because I'm going to tell you something. Y'all might not believe this, but believe me when I tell you, it's a fact. Attuma is more light complexion than Joshua. He got a lighter complexion, and he got some mixed up blood going on in there, huh? Attuma got some of that, what they call it, Czech blood in him, huh? Czechoslovakia, Slovakia, whatever he's from, huh? He's over there from where Victor Von Doom is from, huh? Yeah, it's the real deal. And I'm gonna tell you something, that means something, you guys. Some of y'all might not even think about that, because they call him Moses Attuma. Now, Moses sound kind of like a black name, don't it? Black Moses, you know what I'm saying? But the sucker's name is Enrico, huh? Enrico Attuma, huh? Enrico, huh? That's that European, man. I'm telling you guys. See, people get mad when you tell the truth. They get mad. There's a bunch of, you know, you gotta pay attention. Joseph Townsend says Dillian gotta prove his love to Dean and get a win. Hey, Joseph Townsend, since you said that, I listen. I'm gonna really gross you out with this one right here. Hold on. Well, let me find my listen. Joseph Townsend said he gotta prove his love to Dean. This is for Dean and Dillian, huh? The two D's, huh? And I mean that in every respect of the way. Listen.
I sucked his cock in Poland.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, Dillian and Dean, man. Why them two dudes trying to pretend like they brothers, man? And I ain't talking about their ethnicity. They trying to... Them dudes is married, man. They married. Come on, man. Yeah. But see, listen. I know y'all might need a water break after that one, huh? Yeah, I think I'm gonna drink me a drink of water. Hold on. Stormy's back. See? Yeah, man. Did y'all hear that little bit of controversy this week when he was mad because the one reporter called him, you know, his nickname was supposed to be the body snatcher, right? The reporter called him the baby snatcher, and that like really blew things up with Dillian. He got all mad and everything. Man, let me tell you. Yeah, y'all wasn't ready for that one. Some of y'all that been around a while know that I had that in the clip, in the chamber, huh? But every once in a while, you don't play it too much. But yeah, that was since Joseph Townsend said that, I was like, here's a perfect opportunity. Yeah, buddy. See, Stormy be original too over here. Yeah. Yeah, man. You need to catch your breath after that one, huh? Listen, man. And that Dillian and Dean thing, listen, let's just keep it real about that.
When a man push up in another man, even the bed sheets can't stand it.
Yeah. You gonna try to tell everybody, I'm not gay, I'm not gay. Joseph Townsend say, Stormy, Dean told Dillian, you better win for me. I will not be seen with a loser. I will go lay next to AJ. At least he got money and muscles. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yeah, man. And you know he ain't never answered the question, right?
Good morning. Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Joseph Townsend says, Stormy, there's a reason Dillian got in the best shape of his life. Divorce conversations will do that to you. Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh, man. I had one more I wanted to play for you guys. I ain't played it in so long, I gotta find it. had something else. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to find. I had another great sound bite, and I can't find it. And the only reason I can't find it, I didn't delete it or nothing, but I titled it something specific, and I don't remember what the title was. But I'll get back to the show. But yeah, these fights are. They're worth tuning in to check out, but I don't think it should be pay-per-view, though. I really don't. I don't think it should be pay-per-view. I see now it says 4% of you are uncertain if you're going to tune in and watch it or not. J-Man, what's going on with you? I see you out there. Yeah. But if I'll tell you something, I don't care who wins between Atuma and White. If it goes rounds, that's all I care. I would like to see a good 7 or 8 rounds. That's what I would like to see. The way Atuma has been performing, he's been getting guys out of there early. He can crack, but it's not like Deontay Wilder type power or whatever. I think that part of it has been some guys have given themselves up to him and some guys have laid down for him. We don't know if Dillian White has come to lay down or not. His demeanor leading up to the fight is kind of hard to gauge. If he's serious enough to go in there and then bow out and just make it look like, oh, this kid was really devastating, or he's going to go in there and like really give it a go. And if he gives it a go and still gets beaten, that's okay. But I don't want to see no laying down shit like what we saw with Dubois against Usyk, because that is like, I'm just sorry. I'm now, Dubois is on my shit list now because of his performance against Alexander Usyk. He got hit tons harder by Filip Hrgovic, right hand after devastating right hand after devastating right hand, and he just laid down against Usyk and took that damn 70+ million. I'm sorry, I can't roll with that. Stephen L said, I just love watching boxing overall, no matter who they are sometimes. Yeah, I want to see if Burnt gets knocked. Yeah, listen, man. Just to perform, perform. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to see a performance. Now that Nick Ball fight against Sam Goodman, Goodman is from Australia, and he's a tough little competitive fighter. He's 20-0 with 8 KOs. He doesn't crack much, but he's tough. He's a tough fighter, and sometimes those guys like that, though they don't have a lot of power, but they could take it and they will be there. They will, they will give as good as they get. Now, against Nick Ball, Nick Ball defeated Ray Ford. He's 22-0 with 1 draw with 13 KOs. Now, Ball is not a devastating puncher, but he's strong. He's strong at the weight, but he's compact at 5'2". He's like a featherweight pit bull. That's how I equate him. So he's very one-dimensional. This is why I'm so disappointed in Raymond Ford not defeating him, because the guy is so one-dimensional. He had an opportunity to win a world title when he had taken on Ray Vargas, but for whatever reason, they gave that split decision to Vargas, even though Vargas went down twice in that fight in the 8th and 11th round. That was back in March of 2024. But they seemingly made up that split decision against Ray Ford, who was the defending title holder when they faced each other, WBA. So Ford, who had been talking about he was going to move up anyway because the weight was getting difficult to make. But I'm going to tell you something. He came in right on the money at super featherweight for this fight, Raymond Ford. So I think he's still having weight problems. I really do. And all that means is he's got a lack of discipline outside the ring. He can't keep himself in check. See, some of these guys, they do outgrow the weight class. And some guys are just undisciplined because, why? Because they fight so infrequently. You laying around showing up at fights with your dark shades on, your hood over your head, and your bling around your neck, and a spare tire around your belt line. Yeah, that's what they be doing. But I expect Goodman and Ball I expect them to engage. That's probably going to be a brawl. More than likely, going to be a brawl between these two guys, which will be worth the price of admission, because Goodman ain't going to lay down, and Ball going to think he going to roll over the guy. So, and Goodman is the elder guy at 26. I mean, the younger guy at 26 to Ball being 28, 5'6.5" to 5'2". It's going to be something. Yeah, Thomas from the Bronx. What's going on with you, Thomas? I see you out there. He says Big Goodman is not a big puncher, though. Yeah, he's not, but he's rugged. He's tough. Those Aussies are tough, too. They're almost as tough as those guys that come from, where do we say those guys come from? Those Latin guys from over there in, Yeah, I can't think of it now. Damn. See, I've been off. My mind has been off of boxing, so I have to get my thoughts together. Tay-Tay, what's going on with you, Tay-Tay? See you out there. She says, like and share the video. Thank you, Tay-Tay. Coach Hudson says, facts. Disgusting display of character. Yeah, man. You talking about Daniel Dubois? Absolutely, man. I don't like that, man. I don't like it. He lost me. Daniel Dubois, his dad, and Stan. I mean, Stan is his dad. But Don Charles. The three of them. The Three Stooges. They lost me. And then when that news came out about the party and all of that stuff, and then the demand to let their entourage in the fight with no tickets, unless if they don't do it, that Daniel wasn't going to fight. All of that stuff, that news came through there that week, man. I was like, you know what? This dude was counting his paycheck before he even got in there. He made up in his mind that he wasn't going to do what he needed to do to win. He just wanted to collect that check. Coward. He lost me, man. That's why I took that week off after the fight. I didn't do no boxing content that week because I was like, you know what, man? I was trying to support this guy. I was trying to put some, you know, some positive coverage behind him, and he showed up like that. No, sir. No, sir. I don't give that kind of stuff, man. That's just I feel the same way about Mel Charlo. Mel Charlo, I've never seen a guy give up everything like he did, legacy and lineage and everything, for the loot. Are you freaking kidding me? He threw away a possible super fight with Bud Crawford. A built-in story already to go up a couple of weight classes to fight Canelo. And then didn't show up in the best of shape against Canelo. When he took that robe off, did you see how soft his body looked? That wasn't no hard training. He just weighed more. That's all. And he training at home, where he's sleeping in his own bed, running around his own gym, and all of that foolishness. No sacrifices did he make for that. And he fought like it. He fought not to get hurt. You know, like in football, when they say a team is playing not to lose instead of trying to win, that's how he fought Canelo and still got knocked down. Look at this guy on Pro Box. He come into the ring dressed like one of the Mortal Kombat figures. What is that? Is that Scorpion or who is he trying to look like? Yeah, Coach Hudson, he said hard facts. That's exactly what Charlo did. Yeah, man. He gave it up to Canelo. He might as well never come back to boxing. And I don't think anybody misses his ass. Do you know how much support he had? All of Texas. And that's a huge cradle of support right there. But to perform like he did, and then you could see he ran away from Bud Crawford. He was running away from Tim Tszyu. He wasn't doing nothing that a real solid champion would do. And now he has no belts. He has no fanfare, and people don't give a damn about him. Yeah. Every once in a while on social media, he puts something out there. He'll be back, and it's his division and everything. Dude, the division has passed you by. What is he, like 35 now? Something like that? Because he and his brother, they're not spring chickens in boxing years anymore. And there's a whole boatload of tough hombres out there now who have replaced them. A whole bunch of them. And that's a great thing. Yeah, J-Man, the game has passed both Charlos by. Yup, they kept fooling around. See, that was that stuff that PBC was putting in their head over there and everything. They should have been demanding to fight whoever was the best guy available. And then train hard to fight those guys. They weren't trying to do that. They were eager to just take those PBC checks and the so-called guaranteed money or whatever until that well ran dry, and PBC couldn't pay them anymore. So they were sitting on the shelf. Man, forget those dudes. You look at some of these guys out here now, the way they fighting, man. They putting it on the line, bro. But yeah, Nick Ball is just like Pitbull, bro. He's the UK version of Pitbull Cruz. That's who he is. Very one-dimensional, but he's an exciting fighter because he crowds you and gets in your chest. And he looks to slug it out with you. He has no boxing ability. And his extremities are so slight that anybody with height and size and reach on him should be able to keep him at a distance and box his head off. But see, Raymond Ford dropped the ball. That's why you can't bank on Raymond Ford, because there's something going on there with him that it's not as solid as it needs to be. And because he's been an Ed Hearn fighter, I'm telling you, Ed Hearn is like poison to American fighters, bro. He is poison to them. Them guys like Shakur and Boots, and he got another fight I can't think of off the top of my head. Y'all need to get the hell away from him. Look at what he did for what's his name? Boo Boo Andre. Look at what he did for Boo Boo. Turned his career into Big Boo Boo. TD says, meanwhile, PBC has Fundora, and he is about to fight for a third time in a year. When was the last time a PBC fighter fought more than twice a year? Listen, not only that, TD, but Fundora got that complexion, don't he? He got that complexion, and he got that base, that built-in base, don't he? Huh? Yeah. See? But these so-called ninjas, they out there, you know, putting on tap shoes and everything, and they can't even see the real play because they too busy bent over with their rear ends stuck up in the air. Coach Hudson says, exactly, they still got the same PBC brainwashing mindset, thinking the sport revolves around them. They better wake up like Thurman trying to do. All those big fights wasted. Yeah, and see, Thurman, he did that to himself because he was in a position himself where he had the titles. And, you know, nobody could tell him nothing. Now he done sat back and watched the play. He wants in on some stuff, but he's wasted too much time. Do you guys know that way before all of the PBC crap went down, when Bud Crawford was the WBO welterweight title holder, Thurman had a version of the welterweight title himself, and then Errol had a title. And I think Thurman at one point was unified. Yeah. Out of the guys, this is coming from me. You guys don't have to agree with me or anything, but I'm going to explain something. Bud Crawford at that time, he said he wanted to fight all of those guys, right? I thought at that time, many people were really invested in Errol. Great. That's who you like. That's who you like. That's fine. Whom I thought was the guy that could have given Bud the toughest fight was Keith Thurman. Because Keith Thurman is heavy-handed, which is different from being a big puncher. He's heavy-handed, he's athletic, he's mobile, and that would have given Bud some issues because he could catch Bud trying to come in and cut the ring off on him and everything. He could catch him with some stuff because Keith was heavy-handed, And he's very intelligent. I am not knocking Keith Thurman's ring IQ at all. The man is very, very intelligent. But I thought that he would be the guy that would give Bud the toughest fight out of Sean Porter, out of Errol Spence, out of Danny Garcia. You know, Keith Thurman was the guy that I thought would give Bud the toughest fight. And it never got a chance to congeal because those guys played keep away and did all that other foolishness and everything under that PBC banner, and they just ruined the division off of that foolishness, because they could have had multiple fights between all of those men. How you gonna be on the same promoter and won't fight the other guy that's under the same promoter? And it's like Errol didn't want to fight Keith. Keith didn't want to fight Errol. It turned into a big old shit show, didn't it? It was one of those things like, oh man, you got this right in front of you. It's just like when AJ had heavyweight titles and Deontay had the WBC title. All they had to do was make a fight and you would have had an undisputed champion. But Ed Hearn wanted to control the stuff so badly, he refused to make the most obvious fight that could be history and lineage for either man. Listen, at that time, AJ was still a very talented fighter, that he was still a dangerous fighter. He might not have beat Wilder. He might have beaten Wilder. Who knows? But Hearn got in the way of history. And then later when Fury has the belt and Usyk has the other belts, they make it for unification for undisputed right away. What the hell? These men, do you not see how you were robbed of your legacy? And then just to stick it in Hearn's face, his ugly face. And I got a video coming Monday morning. That's my premiere for Monday morning. It's already set to go. Eddie Hearn is ruining guys' career and girls' career. But listen what he did. He thought he was gonna, instead of facing his mandatory, which was Filip Hrgovic, they kept avoiding. They made other guys fight Hrgovic. They put him in another, what do you call it, eliminator bout against Dubois and all that. They let AJ fight Ngannou, who wasn't even a real ranked fighter. He fought Otto Wallin, who wasn't a real ranked fighter. They thought he was going to have an easy path to the heavyweight title again, because they just knew that maybe Hrgovic might beat Dubois, and then they have to fight Hrgovic. But they figured they could take Hrgovic, but they didn't want to fight him before fighting for a title. And it all blew up in their face. Dubois knocks AJ into another dimension, and he ain't fought since. Why? They tried to give you some soft story about he had an injury and he had to have surgery or whatever. All these years he ain't had no injury. He been lifting weights and shooting up with something and all of this other stuff he's been doing, and it's been fine. He's been healthy. All of a sudden he gets knocked on his ass and unconscious by Daniel Dubois, and all of a sudden now he's injured. His pride is injured. His ego is injured. His bank account is now injured. It's taking a big hit. And he getting older. They call themselves aging Wilder out. He fucking got aged out, didn't he? Didn't he get aged out? How old is AJ? Let me look his ass up right now. I'm going to look him up, and I'll let you know how old he is right freaking now. Huh? AJ is 35. 35. Do you realize when he had the heavyweight titles, he was 25? When he was a unified champion, and all he had to do was fight Deontay Wilder for $50 million guaranteed. At that time, that was way before Turkey Al-Sheikh got involved in anything. When he lost them damn titles to Andy Ruiz Jr., Hearn put his ass back in there 6 months, didn't he? When he lost to Alexander Usyk, they put his ass in there in 6 months, didn't they? No, against Usyk, he come back a year later. Almost a year, like 11 months later. But check this out. He loses to Dubois, and he ain't fought since. It's a year already, and he ain't got no fight on the horizon. They talking about maybe Jake Paul. Jake Paul! Isn't that another Francis Ngannou type situation? This is the foolishness, you guys. This is the foolishness. I talk about it all the time. When he beat Vladimir Klitschko, they were supposed to start trying to build him where he could learn how to beat different styles and get better. Because when they fought, AJ was 27 when he fought Klitschko. He was 27. Yeah, and see, TD Sports Talk, check this out, man. They were looking to fight Tony Yoka. But this is the thing. Hearn likes to keep stuff so secretive, right? Oh, we'll mention, but then he want to talk other people business. He don't have nothing to do with what Shakur's next fight is going to be. Possibly it could be T.O., possibly it could be someone else. But he's talking about that fight and that guy's business, but he's trying to deny about AJ because they really want to go for a lot of money against Jake Paul. But I'm going to tell you something. Remember that AJ is under a lifetime contract with Matchroom and Ed Hearn. So even if he gets a great bag of money going in against Jake Paul, guess who gets a great bag of money from that? Hearn and Matchroom. Tony Yoka is a journeyman-like heavyweight, but probably the equivalent of AJ. They're probably as closer to being mirror images of each other than anything. Yeah, Coach Hudson setting the man up for failure, but then he say Andre Ward wants a payday. Isn't it funny how they can always get in somebody else's business when they doing fuckery on their own end against their own fighters? How long we been watching this shit show, bro? We've been watching this for a very long time. You cannot trust Hearn for shit, man. Now he's ruining Boots' career. He's ruining Shakur's career. This is what he does. That girl Terry Harper, Jessica McCaskill. He just been fucking up people's careers left and right. And people don't see this shit. He lies all the freaking time, and then they want to talk about Bill Haney lying. But this man is the biggest. What does 78 call him? The devil. That's basically what he's been. It's like he walks into a room and paint starts peeling off the wall and the room turns dark. That's how evil spirit he got on him. When AJ won the fight against Klitschko, his next three opponents were Carlos Takam, Joseph Parker, and Alexander Povetkin. No world beaters there, huh? And then after that, he lost in MSG to Andy Ruiz Jr. He was supposed to be fighting Jarrell Miller, and Miller popped dirty. So Ruiz steps in, who had been cast out by Top Rank Boxing. Hearn saw a fat heavyweight that had been on TV and everything, and he thought like, oh, this would be a soft touch for AJ. Yeah, he soft touched AJ in that soft spot on the top of his head, and the rest is history. TD Sports Talk says Povetkin almost got him. That would have been hilarious. There's a lot of guys who would have got him had he fought them. Deontay is one that you could say, but there were fighters that AJ could have fought. King Kong Ortiz was his number one contender for one of those title belts he had. He wouldn't even fight him. Ed Hearn signed the guy and shelved him. Didn't give him no title shot. Dillian White always wanted a rematch with him. He wouldn't rematch Dillian White. I mean, AJ wouldn't have fought a Bermain Stavern. He wouldn't have fought a King Kong Ortiz. He wouldn't have fought those guys. I don't know, man. I just, when I look at that kind of stuff and I'm like, it really kind of pisses me off. And you know who got jobbed out of a title shot as well? Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce should have fought for a world title, but they kept putting him in real tough and everything. And eventually, that, you know, tremendous beard of his, he began to break and crack. And against Zhilei Zhang, you know, that was the last checkout. Because Zhang was a big dude, 270, 280 pounds, hitting you on your chin. That's tremendous, man. And they talk about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is like 218, 220, fighting a guy like Zhang, who's 200 and down near 300 pounds. How come AJ didn't fight Zhilei Zhang? Why not? How come Tyson Fury didn't fight Zhilei Zhang? You see what I'm saying? They fighters like Wilder, they fight all the tough fights, and then these other guys, they get a pass. Yeah. Yeah, TD Sports Talk, absolutely. They could have built up a fight with Zhang and Joshua since they both fought in the Olympics. And it could have been a good build-up. Absolutely. I agree, man. No, Isaiah GQ, let me tell you something. I'll say it because nobody else talks about this too much. Wilder went into that fight, he was injured, bro. And he still took the fight. He still took the fight. And he couldn't punch with the power that he normally punched with, but he still took the fight. He was injured. Seen enough of this foolishness, man. Yeah. Well, it's been interesting, man, being back with the Friday night chop session because I hadn't done one of these in a few weeks. So I had to, shake the cobwebs out. But I intend to try to tune in to those fights tomorrow. And maybe even have a post-fight show for you guys. I'll see. I'll try to queue one up. If I'm able to watch the fights, I'll see. But yeah. It's gonna be interesting. After 33 votes in the poll, we got 73% that says they will watch Atuma versus White tomorrow. 15% says no, and 12% says they are uncertain. That sounds about right. TD says I have to watch a replay going to a barbecue tomorrow. Clarence, no duck zone. Barbecue tomorrow. Oh, that's what's up, man. Hey, Thomas. Film yourself eating some of that barbecue, man. And you know what you gotta say. How you doing? Yeah, buddy. Let's see here. Before we get out of here, I gotta hear from my man, the Focus Ball. Yes, sir.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
We offer the best grooming products for you, for you. That's all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. Make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah. So get in style with the black, yeah. Company, to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. Black, gentleman, yeah. Company, give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Yeah, so we're coming to the end of another Friday night chop session. Man, this is number 192 in the series of chop sessions, man. And I thank everybody that came out. Brother Joseph Townsend, thank you for the Cash App donation. Chiquila Fields, thank you for the Cash App donation from earlier. And I really appreciate you guys who show the support. And also come in there and just hit my like button and share my content. I appreciate all of that. And we're getting back into the mix of the boxing content that I put out on a weekly basis. The Tuesday Tussle, the Nerds on Culture, the Stormybman Lives, and the Kung Fu Film Focuses, and of course the Friday night chop sessions to mix in. So we're back in the driver's seat in the upcoming week. So be looking out for it. And guys, please tune in to the premieres, man, and share them. There was new Patreon content that uploaded this morning. So for those of you who are part of my Patreon community, there's a new Patreon I put up where I'm talking some good stuff on there. You never know when I'm going to upload that Patreon content, but what I try to do is speak on things, even if it's boxing, to a degree to which I can't say certain things on YouTube. The Patreon is there to be able to assist with me being able to cover. So, with that being said, we're going to get on up out of here. I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace to everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy these fights coming up.
nice day. Look at Jessica. Jessica, what are you doing? You know you can't swim. Get away from the water, Jessica. Jessica, get away from the, oh my God. Somebody help Jessica, please. She can't swim. Go help Jessica, run. Jessica, no. Oh my God. No, Jessica. No, the water is pulling her back in. Where's the lifeguard? Lifeguard, hurry up. She can't swim. Jessica, no. Jesus. Jessica. Lifeguard, please save her. Yes, two lifeguards. Save her, no. Please, Jessica. Oh, look. Hey, that husband is coming. Oh, do one of them dead. Jessica. Hey, please, save her. Jessica. They're coming now. They're here, Jessica.